And a sneaker purchase that I made this morning was on Grailed. I came across this super fast. The person had it listed for like $120 something plus shipping. I was able to shrewdly negotiate down to 80 shipped. So in my opinion, that's a come up. These dunk lows are pretty hard to come by nowadays. These are like the cracked leather ones, so they sort of look like the flamingos. But in any case, the condition is a little worn, but for 80 bucks, it's not bad. I figured I could clean them up, and if I don't want them, I could flip them. If not, I could keep them for the personal because they are in a size 9.5. So it's the next day, and we already have the package in hand. I have to say this is probably the fastest it's ever taken a sneaker to get to me. I ordered these yesterday on a Tuesday, December the 1st, and today is Wednesday the 2nd. So more gratifying sneaker pickups. This package is a little big. It looks like he bought this box straight from USPS. Definitely interested to see too the condition of these things because the pictures, they seemed a little worn. I wouldn't quite say beat, but a little worn. This guy put a label on here, I guess just to organize it in his collection. But it is a Nike SB Dunk Low Premium in a white Game Royal color. So I recently got rid of my Game Royal highs from like 2014, I believe it was. So this is sort of a nice rebound pickup. And here these things are. Comes with the extra set of blue laces. Taking a look at them closely, I mean, they look nice. Sole wear, I'd say maybe there's like 80% stars still on here. So here's a before shot of the shoe before I do anything to clean it. And off the bat, you could just see the midsole dirt. Doesn't help the shoes in all white pretty much, so the brown really stands out. As far as the uppers goes, I mean, they're pretty clean. As I mentioned earlier, it's this sort of cracked print, but it has a smooth feel to it. So I believe it's sort of like the Lance Mountains or the things like the LA to Chicago's or the NYC to Paris's, where there's a layer of paint underneath. You can tell by the wear at the creasing there that certainly might be the case. So as far as the uppers goes, I don't think I'm gonna try to clean them up too much. And honestly, from afar, they look pretty clean. Where the dirt really lies is one primarily at the laces, which is a pretty easy fix, as well as the midsoles and the outsoles. Outsoles aren't too bad. I actually really enjoy cleaning sneaker outsoles for whatever crazy reason. As far as the inside of the sneaker goes, I'm definitely gonna take these insoles out, give them a scrub, throw them in the wash. Stains like these are pretty common. It's hard to get them out. It really requires a deep clean, which I'm not sure I'm in the mood for because after seeing them, I'm definitely keeping these for the personal. Any idea of flipping them went out the window. So first thing I guess we're doing here is arguably the easiest. We're taking this paper clip that's been bent out of shape and we're literally just gonna use it to scrape off all these little rocks, small debris, and again, all that junk. You don't have to do this if you plan on wearing them, but I'm pretty anal about this stuff. I just want to see it all clean, so we're definitely going to give it some scrapes and see how that turns out. Next up is my concoction in the spray bottle here. So it's water and rubbing alcohol. Ratio is, you know, whatever. It's more so, I think there's more rubbing alcohol in here than water, but I'm not sure if this actually is a proper sanitization method, but it's something that I've been doing and it gives me that peace of mind, even if it doesn't actually sanitize. So, I mean, these aren't all leather and they are worn, so I don't really care. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray them since I'm gonna be working all over them anyway. Took the insoles out. I'm not going to bother spraying them because I'm going to scrub them down and then throw them in the washer. But take the spray bottle and also just spray the inside of the sneaker. I get pretty liberal with it. Things get pretty soaked. I will say, I think it's worth avoiding any sensitive areas. So maybe say the size tag. Again, I don't know if this is a proper sanitization method, but one, it gives me the peace of mind. And two, I imagine it's a lot less harmful than putting liquid Lysol or bleach or any sort of cleaning solution in on there. So they're all sprayed. We'll leave them for a few minutes or even hours to just fully dry before, I guess, doing anything else. And as we're waiting for these things to dry, I figured we could take off the laces. And with the power of editing, you could watch it happen right now. I don't think that was actually directly in line, but we'll see. While we have these things unlaced too, I went ahead and got a lint roller. I'm gonna get rid of any sort of sock piling in here. It just gives you more space without the laces being in there. You could also get a toothbrush and nap it out. It's not a bad option either. I might go ahead and do that as well. And with it being opened up like this too, you could also spray more rubbing alcohol to get some spots that you may have missed. So I figured with them drying, I'd work on a few other videos, have a lot in the pipe, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But anyway, while those things are drying, And while I'm not filming videos, the next step you could do is to clean the laces. What you need for this is an empty water bottle. Also need some dish soap or some laundry detergent and warm water. So it's a pretty simple process. You're gonna throw the laces in here, put in some dish soap or some laundry detergent at your discretion. It's not rocket science to figure it out, so I'm gonna show you the combination right now. And here it is. So it's essentially warm water and laundry detergent. I did throw some stain remover in there just to get the deeper stains out. And all you want to do is just give it a bunch of shakes. Again, no rules. Maybe browse Instagram, watch a TV show, and give it a bunch of shakes. Essentially what we're doing here is emulating a washing machine. And now that I think about it, it's a bit ironic that I'm doing this because I'm about to throw those insoles in the washing machine anyway, but I always like to see the immediate results come out of here, so definitely a cool method. I actually made a super cringy video way back in the day, back in the early high school days, showing off this process. So if you want to check it out for the lulz, I'll leave a card up top. Water's still pretty warm, so I think I'm going to shake it up for like 5 minutes still, and then just let it sit and cool down. And once the water is at pretty much room temperature, I'll just shoot it out of the bottle and rinse them off. So here are the laces all rinsed off, and they came out great. They're like this crispy white again. No stains, no nothing, so the process really does work wonders. And a quick little hack in case you want to expedite the drying process here. Pat dry them first, get as much moisture out as you can. You take one lace tip, grab a section of the towel, and then you just pull. And you can just feel the water coming out of there. It's actually pretty interesting feeling, but you do that a few times. The towel obviously gets wet, but that's what you're gonna have to dry after and not so much the laces, so it saves you a few hours on waiting for them to dry, which is awesome. So we moved over the sink, and I will say that the lighting doesn't make these look the most appealing, but we did some pre-treatment before throwing these things in the wash. Got some good old Resolve spray and wash stain remover in there and brushed it in. It's important to note too, around the graphic at the heel, you want to be sensitive around there, so I use this toothbrush, and in most cases, if you don't want it to wear off, don't even brush over it at all. But yeah, we're gonna let this sit for a bit and then maybe throw on some laundry detergent or dish soap as well to pre-treat it even more and just make sure we get all the stuff out. We have the insoles out of the wash. You can tell they're still a little wet. For the most part, all the stains are out. You can see a bit there. You could do this a few times just to get it entirely out, but this one time is good enough for me since I'm gonna wear them anyway. It's important to note too, you don't need a whole lot of laundry detergent or pre-treatment stuff. A little goes a long way. And then throwing them in the wash too, it's super simple. I have like this string bag that I throw these things into, but you could also just let them rock. I wouldn't recommend putting them in the dryer, so definitely when they're out of the washer, let them air dry. So with these guys clean, we're gonna move over to the midsoles and a little bit of spot cleaning on the uppers. This video is starting to get long-winded, so I just went ahead and did the cleaning. Essentially the process was going to the sink, using a few brushes, mainly a wire brush, to clean up the midsoles and the outsoles with some dish soap. So if you want to conserve some water, you could easily do this at your desk and just dip it in a little cup of water, but I figured at the sink it's easier to rinse these things off. And looking at the two, on the right one is the one that I cleaned. You can see on the left one, these black little stain things existed, and I was able for the most part to brush them off with a wire brush. Depending on the midsole, I definitely recommend maybe staying away from something as stiff as a wire brush because it could chip off some paint. But in the case of these things are naturally white anyway, so I didn't think there would be any harm to using such an aggressive brush. Same thing on these outsoles too. I'm not sure if the camera can quite pick it up, but these are the clean ones, and it's not a big difference, but up close you could see a lot of the this blackness is coming off. Again, these are going to touch pavement, so I didn't go too crazy in cleaning them, but while I was cleaning the midsoles, I might as well do the outsoles. So the only thing left to do now is maybe spot clean the uppers. I'm just going to use some Jason Markk sneaker cleaner and just do a little touch up with a toothbrush. Again, given the leather material, I don't think it will do any harm, so I'll give it a try, and hopefully the next clip will be the end results. Alrighty folks, so here is the end result, the end product of these SB Dunk Lows all cleaned up. And I have to say, they turned out very, very nice. They cleaned up very well, a lot better than I expected. And one thing I did want to address is buying shoes in general, pre-owned. I mean, whatever suits your fancy. I know a lot of people are turned off by buying sneakers pre-owned, but if you've been doing this sneaker thing for long enough, you'll know that people buy and sell used sneakers all the time, and this is no exception. Things that I'd look out for is just overall condition and knowing your limits. Like when I saw this pair on Grailed, I knew that there was some way I could clean them up, and you know, we spoke it into existence, made it happen. I think this video is great if you're looking to, one, get into cheap sneakers, or two, flipping sneakers. A lot of times you can get great deals on used sneakers and flip them for more than you paid, and you know, sort of work your way up, stack your collection that way. And you know, I sort of had that same mentality. I went in thinking that I could easily flip these, which I totally could, but you know, after cleaning them up, they are in my size. I'm gonna keep them for the personal. I'm such a sucker for a nice clean Nike Dunk. And personally too, I like buying pre-owned sneakers for the idea of wearing them. I have a really big collection and it's hard to wear every single pair, so the more things that I buy that are dead stock, the harder it is to actually break them out and wear them. At the end of the day, these are just sneakers. They're meant to be worn, not stored away, and that's certainly the case with this pair. Hopefully you guys can replicate the same thing. Go on Grailed, go on eBay, go on Poshmark, go on Mercari, find some, you know, used sneakers that are reasonably priced and can be reasonably cleaned. It's a great way, again, stack your collection or, you know, make some quick cash. But that's it for this super long-winded video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm always trying to come up with some new content, and I think this is a great day-to-day thing that I do, is just cleaning up sneakers. So let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section below. Would you pay resale prices for these? Because these things go for like 300 bucks plus brand new. Make sure to also just drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Follow me on Instagram as well, at StuffDylanLikes, for more sneaker content like this. And that pretty much does it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.